Hi there, welcome to Tweak My Piano Week 5. January 20th, 2010. It's session 5 of 6, so I'm almost done the 6 weeks of testing this dating coach to see if he is approved of to be social. Last week I mentioned about the qualities and flaws in a partner and the ladies that had helped, and I apologize because I forgot 2 ladies. Kimberly and another for Hannah, both in Calgary, who did contribute to that list as well. So, sorry ladies for forgetting to mention you. Now, this week's actions were to create a romantic vibe off the bat, have the male do most of the interaction and most of the talking, and him doing the calling and asking for contact and things such as that. Usually find one event from a different interest group and build from there. As well as out of that list of 160 flaws and qualities, I needed to list 160 items. I need to check 54 items that I absolutely want and 54 items that I don't want, and 106 items of my flaws, and 1 to 2 pages on reasons of why someone shouldn't be with me. Okay, so recap. Since my last session, one of the different interest groups that I decided to go to was a wingman event. Ronald Lee, who usually needs no introduction, but he runs his own dating coaching company as well called Man Meets Women, and they have the female counterpart for coaching for ladies called Happy Sexy You. They had held a wingman event. Now, a wingman is kind of like, your friend, your buddy, your support system, someone who's there to back you, such as going to a bar and you like this person, you like that person, or let's just say somebody you know is going there, so you drag a friend kind of to have that cover that you guys are just there together. Anyway, so I went to a wingman event. Other than staff, I was the only female there, and that was in the middle of January, so last week, about, I don't know, like 4 days ago actually, I believe it was, the 16th. Could be wrong on the date. And I found it to be really informative. Ronald and the rest of his staff did a really great job on promoting what it takes to be a wingman and what the different roles are of you and your friend. And being the only female there, I learned what I call wing speak. So if I'm at a bar or any other type of outing, and if I hear these guys talking in such a way, like a code, so only they know who likes who or who likes what or who's interested in what, then I will be the one in the know, so I will be one up on others. So I had a great time, met a lot of great people, and learned a lot about being a wingman or a wingwoman and what it takes and proper protocol. I also had another date. Due to a screw up, I've been invited to meet somebody through a new friend, and I don't usually do this awkward, totally blind date thing, but I decided that I was going to go through with it in honor of my crazy coaching sessions. I would try and do things differently. Now, the first date that I went on, that gentleman had been very nice and very courteous, and bought me lunch and paid for drinks and everything, and we had a really great, enjoyable time, but we were looking for different things, so we ended things on an amicable note. This second date was a lot more better. It was more fantastic, and the reason I said this is because it was more like on a casual, comfortable note, more like hanging out with friends. There was no awkwardness, there was no uncomfortableness. I didn't feel like I didn't want to be there, and I did the recommended let the guy take the lead in and lead the conversation and do all the talking and the lead in and all that. I still think that's a very dumb idea, because I got asked if something was wrong. Okay, I tried it and I knew this would happen, but I got asked if something was wrong, so I did it. And I told my coach that everyone kept thinking something was wrong, and he says is that It may sound weird in the beginning, but it will work. So I'm like, okay, if you say so. Anyways, so I did the dumb idea. Went on second dates, and everything went good, and everything went fine. Had a fantastic time. It was a great, it was a combined dinner outing, and everyone had an excellent time, and I came home very pleased from a fantastic night. This date was much more fantastic than the first one. I've also recruited a fashion stylist. Lindsay has offered herself to my project. She is a great fashion stylist, and thinks this would be such a great project to lend her time to. So she has given me quite the deal, even below cost rate, as believing in this project and wanting to help me all the way through. So thank you, Lindsay, for coming on board, and I appreciate your fashion styling services, and I appreciate the tremendous discount that you have given me. Okay, now on to this week's homework. I did check off the list of 54 qualities I absolutely want in a partner and 54 flaws that I don't need in a partner, and they are all here. But seeing as how everybody is looking for something different, I'm not going to share that. That is private and stays between two people of what the other person is looking for. Also is I had to list 160 items of my flaws. Now, that was really hard. I'm not saying I don't have flaws, because I do, but I couldn't find 160 of them. And I tried asking around to friends, and my coach tells me that friends won't tell you, and I tell him that that's where he's wrong, because my friends will, okay? He's never met my friends, but trust me, they will, okay? Truly, they will. So, Roland stepped up to the plate, and he did tell me a couple of things about myself, and we're still friends, so it must have been pretty alright. But I'm not going to list everything that is my flaws, because it could come back to bite me, so better safe than sorry. But I will tell you a few things about myself, whether they be flaws or not, okay? I'm very detail oriented. That may drive people nuts. You know the word persnickety, detail oriented? That is me to a T. Everything has to be done a certain way and has to be done right and in a very systematic fashion. Even my email is detailed. When I add someone into my email address book, I put a note in of how we met, where we met, usually the date, or whether it be through a certain person or at an outing or what, and then I also have groups in my email, such as the focus groups or my event members or, vendors for the different events. Whatever group that they belong to, business contacts, whatever it may be, hairdressers, hotel owners, whatever it may be. I add everybody into the different groups. That may annoy people, but it works for me, okay? I am your best friend or your worst enemy. I'm a good person to get along with and to know, and I'm there to get my friends back, as in I will support those friends that are there for me. We've all been screwed over, we've all been put through the ringer, but I do have great friends, the ones that I do have, and I am there to support them the way that they're to support me, and I can never abandon a friend. Never. I don't have it in me. Maybe that can be too supportive, too good of a friend. I have bad hair. That's the one thing I will admit. Bad hair. But basically all I can say is when my coach asked me what about my list of my flaws, and I told him I couldn't do it. I don't know. I couldn't find any reason. Well, actually, it wasn't the flaws specifically. I did list 34 flaws. No, I wasn't able to come up with 160, so I'm sorry. And then I had to type 1 to 2 pages, no less than one, of why somebody wouldn't want to be with me. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I can't do it. I cannot do it. I'm sorry. I told him, I said, I'm sorry, but I can't do that. I don't know why somebody wouldn't want to be with me. And he looked at me like in shock. Literally in shock, like nothing. I said, nothing. Absolutely nothing. I do not smoke. I do not drink. I do not do hard drugs. I do not sleep around. I'm not looking to get married to the next person. I'm not looking to settle down with somebody just for the sake of settling down. I'm not looking to be taken care of financially. I am employable. I work and make my own money. I take care of myself. I don't need to be in a relationship. I'm not needy. I'm not jealous. I'm not possessive. So I don't know. If anybody else can tell me why somebody would want to be with me, then hey, that's great. But I couldn't think of a simple reason. I'm not the best person in the whole entire world, but I'm not the worst. I guess I'm somewhere in between. So I have no idea why somebody wouldn't want to be with me, so I couldn't do it. So